Hello guys, welcome back. There was some interest in me doing a gear review, so that's what we're doing today. Over the years, I've done a bunch of park skiing, big mountain skiing, powder skiing, touring, all kinds of stuff, and I've gotten really picky and specific about what type of equipment I use. That's why I thought it would be interesting today to go through my perspectives and what I like and what I don't like that much. Just a quick clarification, yes, I am sponsored by Line Skis, Marker and K2, but I'm sponsored through Intersport and Tendenser. Tendenser is like the main distributor of many different ski brands, so I was able to pick out the skis and the equipment and everything that suited my style perfectly, and this is what I chose. My style of skiing is pretty playful. I like to tour, I like to ride in the park, and I like to bring all the elements together. So when I'm in like the big mountain, I like to jib around, I like to ride fast and hard, do drops. I've been able to test all of these skis a bunch last winter. I want to start with the Line Vision 104. If you're going to have like a one ski quiver, I would definitely go for these. These are super versatile. You can take them anywhere. If it's the slopes, you're having a day in the groomers, just riding around, playing, having fun. Or if you just want to ride steep couloirs or mountain faces. If you want to take them touring, I have a touring binding on here. I'll get into the bindings soon. Or whatever you want to do, you can do on this ski. So it's pretty stable underfoot. So you can really like push your limits with speed and stuff like that. And then it gets softer towards the end. So it's super playful still, and it is super stable, rides really well. So I absolutely love this ski. And on deeper powder days, I take the Line Vision 104's bigger brother, which is the 114. On this one I have a little bit lighter binding. They ride and feel a lot like the Line Vision 104, but they are a bit wider, so you need more snow for them to shine through. But on days where there's more powder, these are the go-to ski. Super fun, super playful. I love them. And these skis are pretty cool. They're like a one-of-a-kind ski actually. Not many ski brands produce a ski that's like this. It would have to be the Nordica Enforcers maybe. This is the Line Optic in 114, so I use this on a little bit deeper days. And this is so fun to ride when the conditions are right. It has some metal in it. It's called gas pedal metal, so it stiffens up the core here and underfoot, but it still has that playful feeling in the tips and tail. I kind of thought it would be a kind of soulless ski or more old school to ride, but that's not the case. It's still super playful. The tips are soft, and you can really like use the whole ski as you wish. And when you ride it, it loves high speeds. So when the conditions are right, just want to charge hard. This ski is so easy to ski. It's so stable. You can go super fast. It does exactly what you want. But the downside is it is heavier. I do tour with this as well. But even though I like riding heavier equipment and don't mind touring with heavier equipment, this is kind of a little bit towards that limit. But I have toured with it a lot. It is worth it on the right days when you really want to charge and go hard, go for big lines in the mountains. But you will have to be in good shape to walk this setup. But just to use it in the resort with normal binding, it's super fun. And that's maybe where I'd say is the ideal use for the ski. If you're looking for like that special line in the big mountain and you have a touring binding on, it's worth it. And then to get into the park skills real quick, I ski the Line Tom Wallisch in the park. I skied with this before, even before I was sponsored, when I lived in Austria. Absolutely love this ski. But I kind of like that thinner, more competitive park ski for myself. It feels super snappy on the rails. The tail is pretty stiff, so when I go on bigger jumps, it feels really nice to land. And it's still so soft in the tips that you can kind of play around and really enjoy the ski as well, and you don't have to like be a professional to ski it. So yeah, really love this one. On these skis I have the Marker Jester. It goes up to 16 in DINs and feel really safe and secure. The setups that I have aren't for everybody. I really don't mind hiking with heavier equipment. I think it's worth it for me. I'm very specific with what I want to ride on the way down. I've tried everything from super lightweight Dynafit bindings to marker alpinist. Up until last year, I rode the Salomon shifts. They're all good bindings, but I prefer them a little bit more solid on the way down. Just the weight underfoot while I ski, it gives me more control, and I really enjoy it. It's more stable. These work really well for me. You have to know the bindings really are heavy, and maybe I'd say the ideal use for these bindings are like if you do a lot of skiing in the resort. On the top of the ski lift, you want to like pop on your skins and tour a little bit up to a close by peak or something, or it's a shorter trip or something like that. This is ideal for most. For me, I like walking on these all day, and they're kind of cool. You can pop off like the top part of it, put this in your backpack, you save 300 grams, and then they work as normal pin bindings. And then you pop up this as well, press that down so they lock into touring mode, and you don't have the brakes going in the snow all the time. If it's super steep, you can put this up, and so it's more comfortable and more natural for your step. But you cannot lose this at all. If you lose this, you're not going to be able to ski back down, because the attachment of the ski boot is too far forward, so it won't lock into here. So you have to make sure to always have this piece on hand so that you can clip it in and ski back down. Then here on my Line Vision 114, I have the Kingpin 13. It's not the lightest binding at all, but it's way lighter than the Duke PT, and I use this for deeper days in the mountains, and it skis really well. I kind of regret I didn't put the Duke PT on, but I think it's because it's just lighter underfoot, and I like that weight under my feet. But I know a lot of really good skiers out there ski really hard on bindings like this, so they're really good bindings. It's just my own feeling. I like these heavier bindings better, and I think it's worth for me having a little bit more weight on the way up, and then I get to enjoy it more on the way down. These bindings, I mounted them 1.5 centimeters behind true center, a little bit ahead of the recommended mounting point. That's just because of my freestyle background. I like to have my stance a little bit more centered. I feel like that is really playful when I rotate, and also I like to have a little bit more tail. I use a lot of the skis. These I have mounted 2.5 centimeters behind true center. They ski really well, and I did that because I wanted to have a little bit more float. When I mount it further back, the tips come up in the powder, since this is a more specific powder ski. I might actually mount these 1 centimeter forward, just to give that a feel as well, because I really do love having a more centered stance. These are also 2.5 centimeters behind true center. The recommended point is a bit further back, but the way this skis, I would never change it either forward or back, because it just skis so well the way it is now. On the right days, this is an absolute machine. And these are of course mounted true center, because they're park skis. I ride almost as much backwards as I do forward on these. The way people mount their bindings vary a lot. Some people go towards true center like me, some people like to do recommended, some people go a little bit further back. It all depends on the type of skiing you do, and some stores have like demo skis with demo bindings where you can kind of adjust them back and forward. If you have the opportunity, it's always nice to kind of like test them out, what works for you, so you can get the perfect fit. So don't follow my mounting points blindly. Do your own research and try it out, and you'll find out sooner or later something that works really well for you. Then let's get into the boots. I ride the Mindbender 120 with the BOA tightening system here. These boots are, again, not the lightest boots, but they're not super heavy either. They're kind of like in between, and I feel that they're very comfortable for my foot on the way up, and on the way down they're super stable. They're fairly close to like a resort boot without like the walking. The last year was the first year I skied with the BOA, and I was kind of skeptical at first. I thought maybe it might pop often, or maybe there was some weaknesses to it, but I've never had a problem with it the entire last winter, and it tightens everything super evenly, and it just feels really comfortable. So this is a boot I can charge really hard in, and it's fairly lightweight and very comfortable to walk in. So absolutely love this boot. I also have the K2 Diverge. This is the Sammy Carlson edition. It's a little bit heavier. It's quite all right to walk in. I don't tour with it as much, just because the mindbenders are more comfortable. But when I do use these, it's because I'm going out to build a backcountry jump or something more playful kind of. And in the resorts, I will also use these in all of the skis here, because they are super comfortable to ride in. I kind of have that park feeling flex to it. This is a boot you just want to jump around in and have fun. But if you want a boot that's mainly for touring, I would not use this. But if you want to tour sometimes, but mostly ski the resort and play around, this is definitely a go-to boot. If you guys have any more questions surrounding this topic, please feel free to ask them in the comments below, and I will answer them as best as I can. And also, if there is any type of content you guys want to see in the future, please let me know.